Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series V's that we do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink the stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope that this next one is better than the previous review I just did, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, why I wear super cool shirts? I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Pulse Man shirt. I love this. That's the Pulse Man logo. Which, if you were unfamiliar, should be completely realistic. Pulse Man is a fairly obscure Sega Genesis / Mega Drive game. It never was officially released over here in the United States. It was actually a Sega Channel exclusive, and if you're old enough to remember what the Sega Channel was, make sure you keep some ibuprofen on hand. I'm just saying. But I became aware of Pulse Man some point in my like my 20s or so, and I was super into the idea because it basically looked like, hey, what if we had a quasi Mega Man game on the Sega Genesis, which I super wanted as a kid. Of course, they had the Wily Wars over in the PAL region. We didn't get that here either. That was another Sega Channel exclusive. Burr, burr, burr. But this game was super neat. It was actually created by Game Freaks, who famously went on to develop, the Pokemon franchise. Obviously, not a lot of reason for them to go back to Pulse Man, but I would love it if someday we got a Pulse Man sequel or something, because it's just such a cool, nifty character, and I love the universe that they created. It would be cool to see that expanded on. I'm just saying. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I hopeful that this is better than the last thing? Well, because the last thing I just reviewed was, boom, Shake from Sonic, which was their peanut butter bacon shake. Because they have a peanut butter bacon menu thing going on for a week or two or some shit. And, well, boom, you better believe it's a burger. Specifically, this is the peanut butter bacon Supersonic double cheeseburger. It's bacon cheeseburger with peanut butter on it. Sure, why the fuck not? I've eaten weirder burgers, to be fair, so let's open it up. Now, ooh, okay. I mean, let's get a thing. I was a little bit worried because I saw a review at one point that was like, they didn't put much peanut butter on there, but I mean that's quite a bit of gooey peanut butter, isn't it? Can we get a thing? Yeah, man. All right. Maybe that way. I don't know. Give myself other options. Yeah, sure. So let's give it a go. Yeah. This is instantly better than the milkshake. I've reviewed a few Sonic burgers before, and they're kind of mid, if I'm honest with you. They're sort of along the lines of basically kind of McDonald's. That stands true in terms of the burger quality. It's basically a McDonald's burger. It's not anything horrible or anything, but it's a fast food burger. Obviously, the main thing that we're kind of working with here is the bacon and the peanut butter. Funny thing is, I mean, they put a fair amount of peanut butter on it. I actually don't mind. Actually, I really like sweet and savory stuff. I think it's a nice combination. And I'm certain, I've had peanut butter on burgers before. So I know it can work well. Most of what I'm getting onions on this? There are onions on this. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but sure. I'll say this, doesn't need the onions. I'm not a big onion guy, to be fair, but I think in a burger like this, it definitely doesn't need onions. Because it's fucking with the sweet and savory thing that it's doing. It's adding in this onion aspect that just, I don't think really helps. But I mean, most of the flavor that I'm getting is the burger itself, which is kind of to their credit. I mean, it'd be nice if it was a better tasting burger, but, there's something to be said for that. When I do get an instance where all of the flavors kind of come together, the burger, the bacon, the cheese, and the peanut butter, it's kind of nice, like, for me, because, again, I like sweet and savory stuff. I think it's fun. But, again, the onions, no, I don't think the onions help anything. I think they really just kind of screw it up. But, beyond that, part of the problem is that, even with a fair amount of peanut butter, I'm only getting it sort of like maybe, I'd say like 30% of the time. Most of the time it is just kind of the burger. The bacon itself is fairly weak. It's fast food bacon. I'll give the bacon credit in terms of like texture and stuff. Nice and crispy. But yeah. This, kind of like the milkshake, it suffers from basically the same problem, which is that this is a fun idea, but fast food isn't the best way to put this forward. This is something where, realistically, because again, I've definitely had peanut butter on burgers before. This is something where if you had a better burger, with better bacon and like proper like heaps of no fucking onions, but proper, application of the peanut butter, you could get that nice, like, sweet and savory, sort of trade-off. You don't really get that. It is mostly just a savory thing, with occasional sort of hints of the peanut butter. And for some people that might be a good thing, but for me, and that's the crux of this whole thing. And again, when you do get it, I personally think it's nice. Again, it works towards that sweet and savory thing. Alright, well. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm gonna go with probably not, but maybe. And I guess maybe. So, it's a limited time item. I typically try to, it's a limited time item, hey, give it a go. It's only going to be around for so long. That's how I'm approaching this. For me personally, man, I mean, it's not, all things concerned, it's not a bad burger. But the highlight aspect, the peanut butter, doesn't really add that much to it most of the time. And I really don't understand the necessity of the onions. Like, this is one of those things where, and I've brought this up in the past, people feel this need, like, oh, we have to have, like, onions and pickles and shit on burgers. We don't. We don't. I don't think that those need to be implied. And it's not just because I'm not that big into onions. Onions are fine in certain capacities, but I don't think it should be implied. I think that should be something you have to ask for. I definitely think in this instance, it just threw off the whole equilibrium. So even when I did occasionally get those nice, bites of sweet and savory, it was like, oh, guess what? If I was just like an asshole onion that, like, it's a fucking, like, douchebag friend of yours that, like, you've known for too long, and he just kind of hangs around. You don't really like him anymore, but he's just there, and he just inserts him. That's where the fucking onion was in this situation. Except in this case, I never liked it to begin with. But yeah, I mean, overall, kind of a fun idea, but again, just fast food, I don't know, man. I just don't think it works that well for it. even if, again, the overall burger's okay. You know, if you take out the peanut butter equation, it's an okay double cheeseburger with bacon and onion. It's fine. It's a fast food burger. It gets the job done. It's nothing spectacular, though. And by that same token, you know, if I'm recommending it, I mean, yeah, if you want to try it out for the fun, but I just, yeah, you know, it's not one I would race out to go get. You know, you understand that if you're getting it, you're doing it for the kitschiness, not necessarily because of the flavors at play. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly proper peanut butter, bacon-tastic rest of your life. Because, like, again, I can get down with that combination with the sweet and the savory and the salty. I love the idea. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. And, you know, as I mentioned, assholes. And, you know, maybe I'll get some flack for this. I do not care. This whole thing is basically done because, like, Elvis Presley was a big fan of, like, you know, a similar kind of thing. Like, yeah, I mentioned this in the Shakery. Why do we give a shit what Elvis did? Like, you know, he's been dead for a really long time. And then on top of that, as time has gone by, his legacy has really looked shittier and shittier when you, like, look into, like, a lot of his personal life aspects. There's a lot of sketchy stuff that at the time I don't think people were calling him out for, that now we look upon as, like, so maybe let's not base shit off stuff that Elvis did. You know, let's just, if you like his music, fine, but let's kind of leave the rest of his legacy in the past. I'm just saying. Final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what oh, wait. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, again, maybe you're a big Elvis fan, is what it is. I ain't going to tell you not to like it. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but at the same time, I ain't giving that guy a pass. Fuck that dude. But at the same time, you know, we all have to go over there and, you know, we all have to go over there and sort of, you know, find our lines to draw in the sand, and it is what it is. So whatever, I guess. Where the fuck was I going with that? Ultimately, folks, you know, enjoy whatever you enjoy and stuff like that. I'm not going to harp on anybody for the things that they like. So anyway, bye.